Good morning. Welcome to my meditation. My name is Deborah Baker, and this is our last meditation for 2020. So, of course, the theme is about letting go. And we're going to do a lot of nice deep breathing during this meditation. So let's begin. Nice deep breath in. Nice slow breath out. I am so delighted that you have joined me. The idea of letting go is so important because we as human beings, especially when we consider ourselves responsible human beings, we tend to hold on to a lot of stuff that we no longer need. If you've ever cleaned out a junk drawer, or if you're a woman and you clean out your purse, you can see there's a lot of stuff that just gets stuck down there and we forget about, or it doesn't have our attention, and so we don't think to let it go or to get rid of it. So we know that we are infinite beings having a human experience. And part of the good news of that is that the infinite part of our nature knows how to release, knows how to let go. So let us just surrender to that. And when I first started hearing the word surrender in 12-step groups, I didn't like the idea because surrender to me sounded like giving up. And someone explained to me that when we surrender, we do it to live. So if you think about war, when people are in war and they surrender because they know to keep fighting would be certain death. And we don't have, fortunately, those extreme conditions, but we do know that it's time to surrender. It's time to let go and allow a power greater than us to call the shots, to move the pieces a little bit. Not that we don't get to make choices, because of course we do, but sometimes we make choices and we make decisions that we don't have to make. So let's take another deep breath. And remember our infinite selves. Let's feel this sense of surrender, relaxation, release, moving through our bodies. So feel your body let go. Feel your feet get heavy, your ankles, your legs. Feel your hands, wrists, and arms get heavy. Imagine that you are getting an energetic massage, that the higher power, the infinite nature that is your energy, it is your truest essence, has been activated to relax your body. So allow your body to just let go, relax. Take a deep breath all the way to your toes. Fill your lungs this time. Feel your lungs expand all the way to your lower belly. And just let go. We all know that what we focus on increases. So instead of focusing on what we want to release, we'll do that a little bit just to create an awareness. But we focus on where we want to arrive. And where we want to arrive is at this place of infinite peace, clarity, certainty, and calm. And so another nice deep breath. And so I invite you to just take a moment to allow any thoughts about 2020 to bubble up. It could be about the pandemic or your finances or your family or anything. Just let the thoughts bubble up for a moment. And now know that there is a power greater than we are. And we are one with that power. So our consciousness, our human brain, our human personalities are not the infinite power. They are what we experience these human lives through. We have the experience of human life through our human personalities. But at the same time, our infinite consciousness is observing, is there, is willing and able to be called upon and to help us, to support us, to love us at a moment's notice. So I invite you to just let go and allow your infinite self, the part of you that existed long before this human life started and will continue to exist long after this human life is complete. Allow that infinite self to also come into your consciousness and slowly nudge out the fear of the pandemic and the virus, the fear of whatever it is that is causing you concern. Just allow your infinite soul to remind you that you are one with all that is. You are a beautiful, precious soul that doesn't have to stay in any emotion you don't want to stay in. You don't have to stay afraid. You don't have to stay in a sense of shame or a sense of lack. You don't have to stay anywhere in any emotion that you don't want to stay in. And I always like to acknowledge that when we are in the middle of trauma, it doesn't feel like we can choose emotions, and those are exceptions. But the majority of our time here on earth, we're not in trauma, thank heaven. And we get to choose, am I going to focus on what's wrong, or am I going to focus on what's right? And I don't mean right as in correct, I mean what is going well, what is functioning in our lives. Are we going to focus on the negative or the positive? So a lot of us have been through different levels of trauma in 2020. So let's allow the infinite presence, God, the one presence and the one power, to move in, through, and as us and diffuse our trauma. To remind us that we got through this year. Got a few more days, but we got through this year. You got through this year, somehow or other. Just like you've gotten through every event in your life so far. I've heard the saying, you can cope easy or you can cope hard. And so you don't have to make things harder for yourself. And if you have in the past, don't beat yourself up about it. Another nice deep breath. I invite you to think this thought. I love and accept myself exactly as I am. I love and accept myself, treasure myself, value myself exactly as I am right here, right now. And the presence, with the capital P, the presence, God, the infinite, shows up in the now moment. We can see evidence of it in the past, and we can expect it in the future. But our experience of the presence is only in this now moment. And so my granddaughter asked me this week what my New Year's revolution was going to be. And she wouldn't hear it when I tried to explain that it was a resolution. So, acceptance. To her, it's a New Year's revolution. And maybe there is a revolution coming. Maybe she knows more than I do. But I thought about, what am I going to focus on for 2021? I'm going to focus on being here now, being present. I think that's one of the values of meditation, is that it allows us to be present in the now moment. You can't meditate, stay focused during meditation, and be in the past or the future. Another nice deep breath. So let's let go of 2020. Let's let go of any blame, any anger, any shame. Your soul knew what it was doing in choosing to be present here on earth during a global pandemic, to be present in the United States, if that's where you are, during this time of political unrest. So your soul knew what it was doing, and we honor the deep, infinite wisdom of your soul. You know what you're doing. You may not feel like it at times, because we're having human experiences, and our humanness by nature is finite. And so we think everything has a limit. Our wisdom, our peace, our joy. But in infinite spirit, as infinite spirit, our joy knows no bounds. Our wisdom knows no bounds. We have everything we need when we need it. So let's just do a little visualization. Settle in. Imagine that you just finished doing mental and emotional and spiritual house cleaning. So picture a house, and picture the house being your soul or your human experience. And picture yourself taking all of these boxes out to the curb to be removed. Doing all of that, having already done all of that house cleaning. So you've let go of the shame, you've let go of the beating yourself up, you've let go of the sorrow and the pain and the fear. We don't need to live in fear. Certain news programs seem to really focus on fear. And I suggest that if you find your stomach tying up in knots after you watch anything on any media, whether it's your phone, your computer, the TV, if your stomach is tied up in a knot, it's not doing you any good. And so let it go. Give yourself permission to set a boundary that I don't need to be informed 24 hours a day by listening to the news. My peace is more important. And then what I do is I ask my infinite self, my spirit guides, guardian angels, if there's something that I need to know, bring my attention to it. Let me know it. And there's a lot that I don't need to know. What I like to focus on is being a force for love in this world. which is why I do these meditations, because I receive feedback from beloved people who say that they help them, and they help me, because during these 20 minutes I am present for you, for me, for God. And so you've taken all of your boxes and bags and piles of garbage out to the curb, and notice now the magical waste collection energy moves down your street and picks up everybody's garbage, and you're free, and you walk back into your house with this sense of peace and stillness, knowing you don't have to create any more drama for yourself. You don't have to focus on the negative or focus on what horrible thing might happen. It might, probably won't. Most of the things that we worry about never happen. So let's focus on looking around and seeing the beauty of this world. Right now, we have a little bit of snow on the ground. I love snow. And my Christmas tree is still up behind me, and I just love, all the decorations for the holidays. And I can go around my house and see pictures of my loved ones, see things that my loved ones who have passed away have left behind, and they ended up in my home, and I'm grateful for those reminders of my loved ones. Let's just take a moment to know that our loved ones are still here with us. And while we let go of any anger, any frustration, any stress, any sorrow, any sadness, any fear, any worry, any shame, we just allow it all to be erased. We find ourselves in a place of infinite peace and joy, ready to start 2021 with an open heart and an open mind, in a place of peace and calm and tranquility. And so thank you, 2020, for the lessons that you taught us. And thank you, 2021, for the adventure that awaits. It's going to be wonderful. I can already tell. Namaste.